guys, welcome back to another episode of Everyday EDC. My name is Tyler, and today I have an unboxing for you. I have no idea what this is. In fact, I don't even know if this is a knife. I can only assume, but I don't even know. I don't even know what's coming in anymore. It's really exciting, even though I don't sound excited. It's kind of like one of those where you're like, oh my gosh, what else could this be? And yeah, so here we are. So today, my unboxing knife is the Launch 10. Let's just do a nice little simple cut. We do have a knife, and we do have what appears to be a Bestech knife, which is cool because every Bestech that I've held in hand up to this point in time has really impressed me. So that's probably why I keep going back there. Fun fact. Off-Grid Knives, which is probably one of my favorite brands right now as far as just like Off-Grid and QSP are probably maybe tied for first. Bestech's up there. Civivi's a little bit lower just because I feel like Civivi's kind of like I'm flooded with Civivi. These are more like you don't get as many, so you're left kind of wanting more. The other ones flood you so much that you're like, okay, here we go. Here's another one. So, here we go. Alright. So, let's take a look here. Let me get the name of this. Alright, that's what I thought it was. Alright, so this, with its Bestech perfect centering, pretty good fit and finish from what I can tell so far, and really cool black and blue G10. That looks really sweet. Here we can see we have a D2 blade. Nice little lanyard hole, huge lanyard hole actually. Let's see how that works in the ergonomics when we open it up. The pocket clip is not ambidextrous, and it's kind of weird. It's like, this is really fat right here. I'm not sure that I like this, but we'll see with time what that's going to do. I mean, that thing's raised like crazy. It could be cool, it could be junk, I don't know. I've never used a knife like that has a pocket clip like that. So we got some jimping on the flipper tab, which is cool. Some jimping on the blade, on the spine of the blade. And they all look to be T6. Actually, they kind of look to be T8. I do have something here handy that can answer that question for us. Except for I have a T7 bit in there, which tells me that I was using the wrong bit for something. Oh, you didn't put any of your shit back, did you? Well, I'm an idiot. I was doing some modding and I basically broke like the cardinal rule. Like I didn't put anything back. Like, who does that? And it just so happens to be I was using my T8 and T6, and I think those are my T8 and T6 bits. Okay. Way to go, Tyler. Way to show your bad habits. So the pivot is a T8. The body screws, they're going to be a T6. You guys are saying, just tell us the name of this knife already. This is the Bestech Beluga. Guys, I have had my eye on this for a while. I believe this is coming in at around $50, so I just wanted to get my hands on it and just kind of, you know, it's an easy thing to, it's an easy knife to check out for the price. And if Bestech does what Bestech does, then it's gonna be great. First and foremost, in hand, I'm squeezing right where that pocket clip is, and the harder you squeeze, the more you can feel it, but when you're just holding it normally and making normal cuts, I don't feel it. But the problem is there's so much here. When I squeeze, I can feel my meat of my hand kind of pinching in there. Now, I wouldn't call that a hot spot unless you're doing some intense, crazy hard work, because whenever I do the ergonomics, I squeeze as hard as I can, and I was like, I don't feel anything, and I'm like, wait, I'm starting to feel something. And that's where that's at. So honestly, it almost feels good until you squeeze with like as much force as you can. The choke up position here, really good. I'm really a fan. This blade shape, this sheep's foot style blade shape, is pretty awesome. Let's check the back and forth. No back and forth, no up and down. Lockup's coming in right at around 40%. Action for being cold as hell. Because once again, this was sitting outside in my mailbox this morning. This action's pretty freaking good. Look at this. Detent is strong. I would say detent is average. I don't think I can open this blade by doing this. Now, if I were to bash my wrist against it, watch this. I can do that. But that's because you're bashing your wrist against the table while you're flicking it, but just a normal flick, I can't get it. So I would call that perfect. That's the perfect strength detent for the everyday person. The liner is what I like to call, I don't like to call it anything because I like to pretend like I had a word for it. I don't have a word for it, but it's light. It's a light press. I would call it like the medium press. And I love the light to medium pressing liners with the light to medium tension on there. Why? Because it adds for more fidget factor. Yeah. So the size of this knife, it's like a fat... You guys know me. I was having a conversation with Sammy yesterday, and it's like, I like the chubbies. I like the fatter scaled knives. I like the knives that really fill out your hand, and this thing fits that bill. It definitely is filling out my hand awesomely. Just right here. Oh, yeah. That feels good. It just feels great like this. So that's what I really love about the fat freaking knives. The blade, I'm going to guess, is maybe 3¼ inches, so it's not that long, which leads to really, really good control, especially with those fatter scaled knives. My love for the fat scaled knives came from the Civivi Daris. The Civivi Daris came in and you're like, yes, what is this? And it's this short little brick that when you get it in your hand, it just fills your hand and you're like, yes. So this thing does kind of force you into a particular position every time you pick it up, but it's the right position, at least for me. And then the choke up position feels pretty darn good too. Let's do a sharpness check. From Bestech, I would expect nothing less. Except for that. So as we can tell, this thing's pretty darn sharp out of the box. Let's do our hair popping test, and I'm running out of friggin' hairs. I had to like twist my arm around. So, there's hair. There's the missing spot where my hair once was. I always go in both directions just to make sure that we're not catching like a burr. And it's cutting just fine in both directions. So Bestech, once again, very high quality product coming out of there. The Beluga coming in at like $50 plus or minus. You're getting G10, D2, great action. I'm assuming this is on ceramic or steel ball bearing. Yeah, it's on a bearings of some sort. I don't know if it's ceramic or steel. And it's just a cool looking knife. I'm actually, I got this as, I talk about filler knives. And I got this as a filler knife, but I'm really excited because I really actually like the size, and I love the size of the scales. It fills out the hand really well. The Bestech Beluga, guys. This thing's gonna be a winner. I can already feel it as long as nothing fails as you're carrying it, or that ergonomic little piece right back here starts to get to me a little bit more. I don't know that it will. I can't imagine that it would. Because if it hasn't, when I'm sitting there trying to really bear down on it, you know, but we'll see. That's the only thing that I'm a little skeptical of is I don't know why we did this. Like, you did this to use the pocket clip that you used. Is that necessary? But, like I said, I don't really feel it in hand until I'm squeezing. And the only reason I even feel it, even though it's like up there, is because my hand pinches in here. Like your skin fold. Right there goes in. And it like gets pinched in there. So you start to pinch your hand. It's not that you're squeezing on it and it hurts. It's that your meat of your hand, there's so much room there, your meat of the hand gets in there and just pinches on itself. But that's only if you're bearing down on the knife. So I don't anticipate me using this for super bear down sessions unless it's like I'm cutting cardboard. So maybe I'll cut some cardboard with it. And do I have cardboard here? I'm sure I do somewhere. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. We'll get you that answer right now. Cardboard. Knife. So, at first impressions, with the cardboard check, which I don't normally do, I just really wanted to check out that pocket clip, I don't feel it. Maybe it's because I'm cutting down, maybe I'll find it in other positions if I'm cutting to the side or something. But, so far so good. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Tyler. This is the unboxing of the Bestech Beluga. You guys, stay sharp. Stay safe. I was going to say stay great. I don't know where that came from. I'm sure all of you are great in your own way. Have a great day.